Hello all my Hullimaniacs out there. Welcome back to the channel. It's so great to see you again. And I apologize for how long it took to get this Ask Brian out. I asked the question like, what, 2 weeks ago? And I meant to shoot it before I left for Orlando, but, you know, stuff happened and I couldn't get it done. And I was gonna upload it while I was at Disney World, but couldn't do it. But I'm back in California now, and I'm here to answer your questions, so I have picked some, and now let's get to them. Kobe Suda asks, can you upload a video every day? No! Now those YouTubers who do upload every day, they have a full-on crew that they have, and they have like editors and writers and directors. I'm literally a one-man show. There is nobody who works for me. I'm thinking about at some point bringing on some extra help, but as of this moment, it's just me. It's not possible for me to make more than 2 a week. Sofia Guerrero asks, what's your most embarrassing story in school? So my most embarrassing school story is when I was in high school and I fainted in front of half the student body. No, I'm not making this up. Now to preface this up front, you have to know a very important fact. I faint at the sight of blood. I don't even have to physically see it, but if I just think about blood and like internal organs too much, I will pass out. So around the time prom was going on, we had this event at the school called Every 15 Minutes, which was, it was a program that was designed to teach everybody just how dangerous drinking and driving is, and it's extremely dangerous, don't do it. And part of Every 15 Minutes was they took all the juniors and seniors from the high school, brought them outside to this mock crash to see what it would really look like. So they actually got the police department involved to show exactly what would happen. They got trucks and like cars that were all beat up and from past wrecks, like from junkyards, and like brought them in just to set the scene. They got some guys from the theater department to act like they were in the wreck and everything else. And I'm not gonna lie, it looked kind of stupid. Like they tried to put like fake blood, and it looked like it was orange juice or something like that. I'm like, what kind of blood is orange? I wasn't really taking it all that seriously, not because I don't care about the subject, but just because I have never touched alcohol a day in my life. To this day, I still have never tasted alcohol. And I already knew I wasn't gonna mess with alcohol, so I'm like, guys, you don't have to sell me on this. I know. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm not gonna drink and drive because I won't even drink. And I was with a bunch of my friends who we all thought the same way. But at the same time, we were kind of having fun, you know, messing with this show. I'm like, oh, it looks so bad. Oh, it doesn't look realistic. If this was a real wreck, it wouldn't look like that. And then someone in front of us apparently didn't like that we were kind of goofing off. So they turned around and said like, guys, this is really serious. You shouldn't be goofing off like this. You need to pay attention and be respectful. And I was like, you know what? You're absolutely right. You're right. I apologize. So I started watching this, but from a new angle. So I sat there and said, okay, well, if these props are making me laugh, and what would a real wreck look like? Then my imagination took over. It got a little too vivid, and I realized I was getting lightheaded, and I straight up passed out in front of the entire school. And the worst part of it was we had teachers come over and like pick me up and move me off to the side. I was conscious at this point. I was only out for a couple seconds, but I flat out fainted. And then they had to take me over to the side. So then everyone's just staring at me the whole time. And then I'm like out in front of everybody now. And like the nurse brought me some water, and I'm just sitting there just like, oh gosh, I did it again. This is not the first time I fainted in public, but this is just the most people. And one of the best parts of it was one of my other friends, he passed out too, not because of like the gore or anything. He just got too hot and was dehydrated. So he came and sat next to me, and he was like, oh gosh, I can't believe I did that. And I'm like, you're a first timer, you're good. The Spastic Alto asks, hey, answer it once and for all. Pineapple on pizza, yay or nay? That is a nay from me. But then again, I also come from the mindset that really the only topping you should put on a pizza is meat. Any kind of meat. So I'm a meat lovers guy. Anaya Streeter asks, when was your first voice for a commercial or something? So I first was hired by Sony to do some sound alike for Adam Sandler's Dracula. That was my very first job. So to promote Hotel Transylvania 2 back in the day, there was an episode of The Voice where the characters came on for a little promo bit, and they were more or less doing a spoof on The Voice. So you had Frankenstein, the Wolfman, Dracula, and Mavis all as judges, and they were judging Blobby on his singing, and I did the voice of Dracula for that little bit. But yeah, that was the first job I ever did in Hollywood. And it sounded like for Adam Sandler. I can't be mad. That's my first gig in Hollywood. And that was back in 2015, question mark? I know, it was right before Hotel Transylvania 2 came out. Derpzilla asks, what's your favorite Disney World park? It is hands down Animal Kingdom. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but I am a huge wildlife fan. I love watching BBC documentaries about wildlife and nature. I've got a pass to the LA Zoo. I go there all the time. I adore studying animals. I've been fascinated with them my entire life. And when I first heard about Animal Kingdom as a kid, I'm like, wait, you took one of my biggest passions, which is animals, mixed with my other biggest passion, which is Disney, and you put them together? What? Team Impact asks, do you have a beard on purpose because you wanted to see if you would look good with a beard, or did you just forget to shave and you looked in the mirror and decided you liked the beard and kept it? This beard was 100% planned out. Hufflepuff Girl 13 asks, ooh, nice name by the way, Hufflepuff Power! How do you feel about the live-action Dumbo movie coming out in 2019? I'm not excited for it. At first, I was like, oh my gosh, you know, so many people forget about Dumbo or kind of like put him to the side. I'm like, yeah, he's gonna go back to the forefront. All right, what you got? And then they announced Tim Burton was directing it, and all my hopes just went. Now that's not to say I think Tim Burton is a bad director. When it's an original screenplay, this guy does normally great work. But if you notice, he has a really bad track record with remakes. Especially if the original idea was cute and family friendly. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory gives me nightmares. The only reason he got this is because of the pink elephant sequence. And granted, he's gonna rock that. That's probably gonna be the standout of the whole movie. I'll give him that. But come on, bring him in as a consultant for that part and get someone else to direct the whole movie. But nope. But I'm gonna be real clear. I want to like this. I really do. I want for Tim Burton to prove me wrong. I want him to come up and make something that's delightful and charming and wonderful. I doubt it's gonna happen, but I would love for him to prove me wrong. Honestly, I'm just terrified when we get that first trailer and all I'm gonna see is an emo elephant with the voice of Johnny Depp. I don't know if he cast Johnny Depp as Dumbo, but it wouldn't surprise me. Planet Explained asked, if you found the genie's lamp, what would you wish for? First thing I would wish for is unlimited access to everything Disney. I want access into all the parks, to all the VIP sections, to all like the reserved places like Club 33 and like all the vacation club spots. I want access to the studio. I want to be able to be in whatever Disney film I want to be involved with. I want like unlimited access within Disney. That would be wish number one. Wish number two, I want an elephant to be my very best friend and we would go everywhere together. And then wish number three, that we could fly. We would fly everywhere together. I get on the back of my elephant and we like, Mariette Broom asks, is the story you told Alex Clark's most recent video true? And I know why you asked me to read that as Yandu. Yeah, for those of you guys who don't know, Alex Clark just recently released an animation video where he talked about stuff that his sister actually did, and he happened to mention a story that my sister did to me, so I came on and did the voice for him and everything. And yes, that story is true. My sister really did take me to the top of the shed, give me an umbrella, and told me that if I jumped off, I'd float down like Mary Poppins. In hindsight, I never should have believed her, but I totally did it anyway. And the worst part of it is, she has no memory of this. Like, I told her about it years ago, and she's like, oh yeah, I don't remember doing that. I'm like, how? You got in so much trouble. But no, it was fine. I didn't break any bones or anything, just a couple bruises and a bruised ego, but no, I was fine. But yes, that's a true story. Juggalo _420_2H4L asks, if you could get any number of cats and not have to feed them or clean up after them, making them totally free, how many cats would you get? 0. I'm a dog guy. Golden Rider asks, What was your first job ever? My first job was I was actually an ice cream scooper at Cold Stone Creamery. I worked at that one for a little over 2 years. That was my very first job, and I worked there all the way up until it closed. But then after it closed down, it opened up like under new management, but I think it's closed again. Coldstone didn't Coldstone didn't make it over there. Tanner Harris Golf asks, what is your favorite dance move? The Carlton. I'm a 90s kid, what can I say? Cave Fire asks, so do you think you would go to every single Disney park in the world like Paris, Hong Kong, etc.? That is actually #1 thing on my bucket list. At some point in my life, I want to say that I've gone to every single Disney park around the world. I know that's a tall order, but one day, I will do it. Mel_B asks, what's the weirdest impression request you've ever been asked to do? The strangest one I've ever been asked is that somebody asked if I would do impressions of Bible characters. I'm sitting there going, how can I do impressions of something that doesn't have a voice? We don't have video footage of like Moses parting the Red Sea or anything in the Bible. I mean, we have movies that have been made of it later, but I don't know what Moses sounded like. How can I do an impression of Moses if I don't know what he sounded like? How can I do an impression of, like, what, Paul? I don't know what Paul sounded like. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have a question you want to ask it in the comments down below. Just #AskBrian so I can find it. And I will see you guys later. Bye!